boat immigrants in the UK and America. Well, we all know that the boat immigrants are coming in and then they're staying in our hotels, right? So these hotels are actually owned by a Masonic group, and they head the Architects Association. Right, so the head of the Architects Association owns all those hotels. Right now, I was adopted by Adolf Hitler's grandson, right, and he was the head of the Masonic group that owned the Architects Association. Therefore, Hitler was the head landlord to all those hotels. Right now, then Stalinists raided the Nazi Party and then incited and then effected a Holocaust that wasn't organised by Hitler, it was organised by gays, Stalinistic people inside the Nazis, and they are today's psychiatry, for instance, run by gay people and the upper classes. They hate Hitler because he represented the middle and working classes. Also, he owns all the hotels. Right, so now he was then indicted for the Holocaust, which he had nothing to do with. He then bailed out of the war and went on to have kids, and then I'm his grandson. So all the hotels out there are owned by Hitler. He was indicted for the Holocaust that he didn't do. It was created by Stalinists that also created concentration camps type Holocaust previously to the World War II in Russia. And the Russians hate them. So then now Zelensky is this Stalinistic group, right, that are fooling everyone and then stealing the hotels of Hitler, and then filling those hotels with immigrants. So I'm Hitler's grandson, and I've been told a number of times by several people that I'm the head of all the hotels in England and America, including Beverly Hills and Central London, Hyde Park, and all of Blackpool. So all the hotels are owned by me officially, but stolen off Hitler because there were lies told about him. And that's how they steal things off Hitler, who also owned the car companies, electronics and banks, and also all the properties. His head Architects Association was Hitler. Right, so he represents the middle and working class people. So anyone pulling down Hitler is essentially an upper class agenda that did the Holocaust. Alright, so now the hotels are officially owned by me. I'm Hitler's grandson, and I'm now going to evict all the immigrants, and they are now be processed to be sent back to Africa, where they will be processed in Africa, somewhere in Africa. Alright, so all the people in my hotels in Britain are now going to be removed and put into Africa. And then they will be housed there because they are African Islamification. They're kind of an African Islamist group that are boat immigrants, and they're not even Persians. Persians don't like them, for instance. They don't like Persians, for instance, the boat immigrants. So we're going to send them back out of my hotels. Now, also, the Architects Association know that I'm the head of the hotel system and the properties out there. They know I'm Hitler's grandson, and they invited me to a party they had at the Architects Association in central London, and they were partying at the fact that I'm now the next head landlord. That means all the hotels out there. So that's the Architects Association in London. So together, me and the Architects Association, we're 33rd degree Mason as well, I am. And I'm kicking out all the immigrants out of my hotels, and then I want the council and immigration services to extradite them back to where they're from. So those are my hotels. Those are the new rules. They're not allowed to stay here. They're not allowed to steal the hotels and fill them full of their army. The homosexuals are filling the hotels with their army, a homosexualising group. And then they're here to kill British people because the army are also the Law Society. So they're here to uphold sex laws, even though they're an incestuous gay group. As explained, they're champagne supernova with little boys wanking in front of them, coming all over the place. How can they hold the 18 sex laws when that boy was only 7 years old? And now these judges are bringing in the immigrants into my hotels to then attack British women in sex blames. the irony, the delusion is off the scale. Alright, so they're now not allowed to stay in my hotels, and we've got our British armies out there, British people, British protest groups now to remove them under the new law by Jumbo, who's also the King of England. He owns those hotels too. Nobody's allowed to stay in them except for British people. So Jumbo is also the head of the Supreme Court, and he made me the next head of the Supreme Court. And by the head judge, I'm saying and condemning all those immigrants that are coming in to fight Britain, and British women kill them, in fact, for the homosexuals. That's highly illegal. I'm now making their stay in England illegal. They are illegal, very illegal immigrants inside our hotels. They're not allowed to stay there. There's a court judgment judge to disallow this, and that they now need to be removed at all costs by British civilians who also our policing group for our judge who has made these decisions to empty those hotels and put British people in there instead who are more needy, women who are in domestic abuse. I want those hotels used for that instead. So all the hotels are owned by me essentially, and I've been told by this by a number of people. Alright, so all the main hotels in central London, all the big hotels there, the One Hotel is named after me. The Dorchester, also the Ritz Hotel. Right, now, they've stolen the hotels as a homosexual group. They're wanking in front of boys, aged 7 years old and coming all over the place. They claim to be the Law Society when the curtains aren't tightly drawn like that. And then they're stealing the hotels off the Europeans and hosting people in Britain that have lost the hotels and also all their properties. Currently, these homosexual lying paedophiles changed the clauses inside all accommodation application and made it impossible for British people to enter a British home anymore. That's why there's mass homelessness. It's because the gay communities won't allow British people to enter in any of their properties. Alright, so these gays are Stalinistic people. They are created the Holocaust in Germany and then also in Russia, and now they're trying to do the same here. And then they're pointing fingers at people like Russell Brand, Tommy Robinson, Keir Starmer, Donald Trump. The list goes on. Right, but the Stalinistic people are the worst people on earth. Like when you see their crimes, you'll be surprised that they've ever had any power in the UK, but they've had a lot of power. So these Stalinistic gays have now brought in all the immigrants and put it in the hotels that they're stolen off me. I'm the head of the Architects Association and I'm a 33rd degree Mason. I own all these hotels. Right, so now this makes all those immigrants in there illegal. Alright, so we now need people to make legislation to remove them back to their country. They're not allowed to stay here by the head of the hotel system. Doesn't want them in there. Only wants British people in domestic abuse and those in extreme homelessness. And they will get help and I will assist them inside my hotels. I will not put immigrants that are coming in to attack Jumbo's people and women are calling them whores when the people that are sending the immigrants in are an industrial scale paedophile group of homosexuals. They are also the Mardi Gras in South America. Alright, and that's the group that are bringing in and filled my hotels illegally. It's all illegal. So it now needs to be changed because it's not an illegal country in any way. Right, so we now need to remove all illegalities from this country immediately. All politics must put this at the top of their agenda. Right, and to remove these immigrants in mass deportation, you're going to need Stena Line and P&O ferries. Right, so I will mobilise the army as much as I can. I'm Jumbo's grandson. He's the head of the military in Britain and the Royal Air Force. So I'll mobilise the army to take over P&O ferries all over Britain. And then we'll use the army trucks and mobility to to find these immigrants, take them into the trucks, onto the P&O ferries, and back to Africa. And we'll do this for several months until all the women are safe in England.